question for you.
I'm sure I have an answer for you.
I've stumped you once or twice.
Not recently, though.
Yeah, okay. Here's the question. What is your sexual pet peeve?
My sexual pet peeve.
Did I stump you?
You caused me to think. I don't know if you stumped me. You know, I mean, there's nothing that really... I guess my sexual pet peeve would be being with somebody who was not present, right? Whose head was obviously somewhere else. And so you would have a hard time connecting with that person. That would be my sexual pet peeve.
And so when you think and when you help other people in their relationships, that's a place you talk about often, about how to be more present to what's happening and not be, I should let you
whatever, thinking about the bills you got to pay or what you got to do tomorrow or work, what happened at work or any of that.
Or what you should be doing
in the bedroom.
Yeah. The sounds you should make, or the actions you should take. That you have to line up and you have to do this, and this. I hear you talk about that a lot.
Yeah. So that would be my one sort of all-encompassing pet peeve. Yeah. How about you?
You know mine, I'll bet. It's talking about sex as though it were the same thing as intercourse.
That is your pet peeve.
I know.
Absolutely.
I know. We have so many names for intercourse. Why do we have to use the word sex for it? I mean, sex is so all-encompassing. It's this incredible experience that we can have and dive into in so many different ways, endless variety. And I honestly get confused once in a while. I was coaching a woman just a few days ago, and she used the word sex a few times, and I was getting really confused, and I suddenly realized it was because she didn't mean sex like I think about it in a more expansive way.
Like making love?
She meant intercourse. One of the reasons that this is my biggest pet peeve is it limits us so much.
And yet, in a way, it's sort of understandable how we got to the place where intercourse or sex is like the ultimate part of the experience.
You mean
right?
intercourse is the ultimate part of the experience.
Right. Intercourse, or how some people define sex, right? It's like the pinnacle. And because we've been led to believe that sex is this step-by-step process that you do, and you typically end in intercourse, right? And that's where.
So our pet peeves kind of mesh really well here.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
And I have to mention, there are plenty of couples who don't have intercourse who have amazing sex.
That's true.
And can have amazing sex for years, and depending on their genders and depending on the functioning of their genitals and their interests, their sexual interests, may or may not have any interest or ability or desire for intercourse. So it doesn't have to even be a part of it. And so it's understandable, and it's the way so many people use the word, but I think it's one of the best things we can do for our sex lives is to disconnect those two words so that sex can mean something much bigger.
Yeah. And if you're present in the experience, I think without a doubt, sex will become something that is much broader than intercourse, or the few things that typically lead up to intercourse.
The idea of going into any sexual encounter with an agenda, an expectation about what will happen, and I think that's part of the problem of using the word sex to mean intercourse, is that before you even begin, there's an expectation and an agenda, and wow, we really do have the same pet peeve.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, no wonder we get along so well.